Автомат жили, блядь, тулы нахуй.
No music, just the raw sound of war. A GoPro captures a soldier moving through Ukraine's frontline as gunfire erupts and chaos unfolds in real time. Every second matters. Every move counts. This is real close-quarters combat, unfiltered and intense. If you want more real battlefield footage, hit subscribe now and stay till the end. In the contested zone near Stelmakivka, fighters from the 22nd Separate Motorized Infantry Battalion, operating under the 92nd Separate Mechanized Brigade, are locked in a tense small arms engagement. There's no open advance here, just distance, cover, and constant pressure. Shots crack across the LENEE, echoing between positions as both sides probe for weakness. Every movement risks exposure. Every second spent out of cover could be the last. The fight isn't about speed. It's about patience, precision, and control. Short bursts, quick adjustments. No wasted fire. Neither side is giving ground. And as the exchange intensifies, one thing becomes clear. This isn't just a firefight, it's a battle of endurance, and someone is about to break. Near the shattered outskirts of Klishchiivka, fighters from the 1st Assault Battalion of the 3rd Separate Assault Brigade prepare for one of the most dangerous tasks on this battlefield, an assault on a tree line. On the map, it looks simple, just a narrow strip of trees cutting through open ground. But in reality, it's a fortified position, a place where visibility is limited, where cover works both ways, and where the enemy can disappear just meters away. Every branch, every shadow, every patch of earth could be hiding a threat. The unit moves into position, no rushing, no unnecessary movement, final checks, weapons ready, eyes locked forward, because once they step out, there's no turning back. The advance begins. They break from cover and move toward the tree line, fast, controlled, disciplined. Open ground stretches in front of them, offering little protection. Every Arabic ket, Arabic tot, Arabic wow, Arabic tet merbuda is exposed. Every second increases the risk. Then contact, gunfire erupts from within the trees. Rounds cut through the air, snapping past as the fighters react instantly. Some drop to cover, others return fire, locking onto muzzle flashes hidden between branches and brush. The tree line comes alive with movement, shadows shifting, positions revealing themselves for just a split second. But that's all it takes. The assault element pushes forward, short sprints. Drop, fire, move again. They close the distance step by step, refusing to get pinned down in the open. Coordination is everything. One group suppresses while another advances. No hesitation, no break in momentum. The closer they get, the more intense it becomes. Inside the tree line, visibility tightens. Engagement distances shrink. What was once distant fire becomes close, immediate, personal. Every sound is louder, every movement sharper. There's no room for error now. This is where control decides everything. Grenades are prepared, angles are cleared, positions are taken one by one. The enemy resists, holding ground, using the terrain to their advantage. But the pressure keeps building. Every second the assault continues, their options shrink. Because the attackers aren't slowing down, they're adapting, adjusting, pushing deeper. What started as an advance across open ground is now a fight inside the position itself, tight, chaotic, unforgiving. The line between both sides is no longer distance. It's just a matter of meters. And in this kind of fight, momentum is everything. Whoever controls it controls the outcome. And right now, it's still being decided. The pressure doesn't let up. Step by step, the assault element tightens its grip, forcing the defenders back through the trees. Gunfire echoes at close range, every movement calculated, every angle contested. There's no clear line anymore, just fragments of positions being taken and retaken in seconds. And as the fight pushes deeper into the tree line, it becomes clear this isn't over yet. In the battered streets of Novi Donbass, the fight shifts into a tightly packed urban zone where every building can hide a threat, and every rooftop becomes a potential stronghold. The target is already identified. Enemy fighters are holding inside a house. using the structure as cover, relying on walls and elevation to stay concealed. From the ground, it's a difficult position to approach, but the response doesn't come from the ground first. It comes from above. A heavy bomber drone moves into position, hovering with precision over the target. For a moment, everything feels still. Then the payload is released. Reinforced ammunition drops directly onto the roof. Impact. The explosion tears through the structure, breaking the enemy's cover, sending debris outward, forcing anyone inside into chaos. The rooftop, once a position of safety, becomes a point of vulnerability in seconds. And that's when the ground force moves. A BTR-4E pushes forward, engine roaring as it enters the engagement zone. There's no hesitation. The turret locks in, then fire. The 30mm cannon erupts, unleashing controlled bursts into the damaged buildings. Walls splinter, windows shatter. Positions that once offered protection are stripped away under sustained firepower. It's precise, measured, overwhelming. The combination is deliberate, first the strike from above, then the assault from the ground. No gaps, no time for the enemy to recover. Every second keeps the pressure high, forcing them deeper into a losing position. The vehicle holds just long enough to complete the objective. Then, just as quickly as it arrived, it begins to pull back, because staying too long means becoming the next target. And even as the engine fades into the distance, the tension in the area doesn't disappear. In the tense skis over the Lyman sector, soldiers from the 53rd Mechanized Brigade face a threat that gives almost no time to react. It starts with a sound, a fast, approaching buzz, low, aggressive, unmistakable. A kamikaze drone is inbound. There's no cover strong enough to guarantee safety, no time to reposition. The only option is immediate action. Rifles come up. Eyes lock onto a small, fast-moving target cutting through the air. Then, gunfire. Controlled bursts reach upward as the drone closes in, seconds away from impact. Every shot counts. Every adjustment matters, and just before it reaches its target, something changes. The drone falters. But the danger isn't over yet. It begins to lose stability, wavering midair, its path no longer steady. The soldiers don't stop firing. They keep the pressure on, tracking it, forcing it further off course. Then impact, but not where it was meant to hit. The drone crashes short, detonating at a distance, sending a shockwave across the ground. Debris scatters, dust rises, but the position holds. No direct hit, no casualties, just seconds that made the difference between survival and destruction. And even as the smoke settles, everyone knows another one could already be on the way. Far from the immediate front line near the port city of Novorossiysk, the battlefield shifts to the sea, where high-value targets sit under the assumption of distance and protection. But distance no longer guarantees safety. Ukrainian FP-1 kamikaze UAVs are launched, cutting across open air and water, guided with precision towards strategic objectives. Their targets, critical assets tied to long-range strike capability. One of them, the Admiral Makarov. Equipped with Caliber cruise missile systems, it represents more than just a ship. It's a platform capable of striking deep beyond the battlefield. And now it's being hunted. The drones close in fast, low, difficult to detect, then impact. Explosions ripple across the vessel, striking key sections, disrupting systems designed for offensive power. Almost simultaneously, another target comes into focus, the floating drilling rig Sivesh, a structure repurposed, now part of the operational network. Another strike follows. Fire and debris erupt as the drones hit with precision, turning infrastructure into burning targets. The attacks are quick, coordinated, and calculated, leaving little time for response. And as the smoke rises over the water, one thing becomes clear: even here, nowhere is truly out of reach. The strikes leave ripples far beyond the impact points. On the surface, it's fire and damage, but underneath, it's disruption. Systems thrown off balance. Operations forced to adjust. Movement slowed. Out at sea, there's no cover to fall back to, no quick way to disappear. And as the smoke drifts across the water, the message is clear. Distance is no longer protection, and the next strike could come from anywhere. North of Prishib, the sky breaks open without warning. A Mi-8 helicopter surges upward in a sharp pop-up maneuver, just seconds above the horizon, fully exposed. Then rockets fire. A volley of S-8s tears downward, striking enemy positions with sudden, overwhelming force. The attack is fast, calculated, leaving almost no time to react. And just as quickly, the helicopter drops back below cover, disappearing before any response can catch it. But the strike has already landed.